Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Hey, movie lovers, live from Podville Media in Washington, D.C. and around the world, you are listening to The Mike O'Mara Show, California, Maryland, San Antonio, Texas, Rayne, Louisiana, Frog City, Rhode Island, Rimini, Italy, Toledo, Ohio. The Mike O'Mara Show is on right now, and we've kept this man waiting enough, so we want to get him right on. He's Ty Burr. He's been on the show before. Ty is a film critic and pop culture columnist for the Boston Globe. He is currently writing Ty Burr's Watch List. I am a subscriber and a popular e-newsletter for movie and TV recos. He is the author of the critically acclaimed books Gods Like Us on Movie Stardom and Modern Fame and The Best Old Movies for Families. That's the one I need to dive into. I have to do. Hi, Ty. Sorry to keep you waiting this morning. We had tech stuff that we were dealing. How are you? Thanks so much for joining us. We asked you the last time you were on if you might visit with us before the Oscars, and we appreciate you joining us today. How have you been, my friend?
I have been well. Yourself?
Very well, very, very well. And I have to just keep it together because I'm fresh off a movie viewing last night that I found, and I just can't stop thinking about it. And I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but it is nominated for an Oscar. And I'll ask you if you saw. Well, you see them all, but I take it you saw Triangle of Sadness.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so it's look. Oh boy, I know we're going to talk about all of them. All right, and I haven't seen all of them, but I have to say. Every now and then, there's just something that's different, really, really different. Mm-hmm. And this was really, really different. Yeah. And I'm dying to ask you about the ending, but I can't because I don't want to ruin it for people.
Can you ask in a code of any sort?
It's just
ask your listeners to go la 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 la
la la la. Let's tell it. It was unrewarding. Let's get right to it because you're a busy man and you've got places to go, things to do. The Oscars this year, it's kind of a nice mix of popular culture and some of the odd movies, and I'll leave it up to you because we're talking about Best Picture right now, and then we'll get on to actor, actress, and we'll send you on your merry way. Let's dive right in because there was some odd stuff out there this year.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix. Ever since they expanded the Best Picture category from 5 to initially it was anywhere up to 10, depending on the voting. Now it's as of I think 2 years ago, it's a hard 10. There's always going to be 10, no more, no less in the category, which opens the door not only for the kind of big budget blockbuster summer entertainment thing that generally doesn't get nominated for Best Picture because it's not arty or important enough, but also opens the door for weird little movies like Triangle of Sadness. So you've got a really pretty good mix here. You've got by far the biggest, well, actually, I guess it's not the biggest moneymaker of the year since Avatar has probably surpassed it at this point, but Top Gun Maverick, a Tom Cruise movie in Best Picture, who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
And you have Elvis, which was, pretty much a certifiable hit. And let's qualify, we're talking about hit theatrical releases in a market in which it's still only 60% of what pre-pandemic box office was. It's a tough time. And I think I might have mentioned the last time I was here that 1 out of every 10 movie tickets sold last year was to Top Gun Maverick. So, yeah, that's the kind of, it's a rough environment.
Thanks a lot, Oscar.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
it's one of those movies that, and it's been so long, Ty, since everybody went to see a movie. I mean, I think back to, you can count them on two hands. You can count the movies where everybody goes. Titanic, everybody goes. The original Avatar, everybody went to see that. Right. Top Gun Maverick, it was a must to not only go see it, but go see it in the theaters, and that's what happened. And it delivered. I don't know if it's Best Picture material, but it delivered.
To me, it's like the platonic ideal of a summer blockbuster. It's actually just really, really good on that level. I really enjoyed it.
It was.
While having certain issues with it aside from its summer blockbusterness. Avatar is another one where people feel like they have to go see it in a theater, and that is nominated for Best Picture. But then you have things like All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a Netflix movie, a German movie that Netflix picked up that only now, because it got 9 Oscar nominations, is being released in theaters, widely in theaters. And then you have The Fabelmans, the Steven Spielberg sort of autobiographical film, which is that was no surprise that would get an Oscar nomination. Mm-hmm. But then you have things like Triangle of Sadness, which is about
I laugh when you mention it now because I got to go back and watch it again because
it's like a nastier version of The White Lotus with a bunch of rich jerks.
That's
being
great. You're selling it. Yeah.
No, that's why he does what he does. That's exactly what it is. Right. And unlike White Lotus, though, see, I got to do it. Block your ears. Sorry, okay. I have to say this at the end. I hate it when they do that. That's all I'm going to say. I hate it when they do that. And they did that to me in a movie.
You're clear.
All right. I can only say this about Triangle of Sadness. I'm in the middle of the film and I'm saying to myself, this is the slam dunk. This is like nothing I've seen. This is not only funny, but it's got drama. It's got character development. It's got new faces. It's spectacular.
It's got social commentary.
It's got social commentary, and then to me, took just a bit of a turn, and the last third of the movie probably lost me a wee bit. I have to be honest with you.
It's a movie in 3 parts, and right. The first part I think could be jettisoned, and the middle part is the one everybody's talking about. When you see it, you will understand why.
You will, guys. I'm telling you, you have to see this.
It is.
I'll watch it tonight. This is great.
It is expulsive cinema. Let's just say that. And the third just kind of turns the class war on its head in ways that I think are very funny.
Yeah.
Problematic as drama don't fully work out, but
right.
There's an actress named Dolly DeLeon in it, and you know who I'm talking about.
Now, which character does? Because there are so many good performances.
The cruise ship worker who ends up in the last third, kind of ruling.
She's the Lord of the Flies character. Okay,
exactly.
Phenomenal, and the performances are just amazing. So is that
one of the funniest things Woody Harrelson has done in a long time?
Yeah, he's just wonderful. He's starting to be on my list for anything he does. I'm going to just take a peek at. What kind of buzz is an obscure movie like this getting in your opinion?
It's obscure to the multiplex. The multiplexes and the people who only go see movies in the multiplex. It won the top award at the Cannes Film Festival last May. It is playing in art house independent. When I say art house theaters, that sounds like everybody goes there with an ascot and a cigarette holder and a top hat.
Right.
But independent theaters. And it's playing well. And again, I think a show like White Lotus has sort of primed the pump for this kind of drama.
Could they pay for the kind of press they get for getting the best Oscar nod at this point? Because now a movie that very few people had heard of is now on everybody's lips. I mean, is this?
No, they may have campaigns. There's, you can't buy an Oscar. You really can't.
Yeah.
But you can campaign.
Right.
And when we get to Best Actress, there's an interesting conversation to be had about campaigning.
Oh, there's someone worked in the gray area, apparently.
The one Best Picture one that I really think needs to be mentioned is the one that got the most nominations, 11 nominations. And that is a movie that came out last March and has been playing kind of consistently through the year, but is on the face of it, not the kind of thing you would expect to be nominated for Best Picture. And I'm telling you, it may win, and that's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I got it. I've tried. I've tried. It's like trying to. I can't find the analogy as far as trying to watch this movie. I have to. I think I have to be in the right mindset for it, Ty.
You also have to turn off the lights, put your phone in a drawer. Pay it to lean in a little bit. It's not that more complicated than some sci-fi TV show. She's an average woman who learns that there are many parallel realities, based on every decision you make in life. And in one of those parallel realities, she's kind of the queen of the universe, and has to save it. And in another one of those realities, her husband, who's like a little meek nebbish in this reality, is actually kind of James Bond.
Okay, I think you're selling me. You're selling me on it. I have either one of you guys seen that? I'm the only one.
My daughter loves it. I'm
the only one that's tried, and I've tried it. I'm saying it's the only movie, and I like to digest as many of these as I can, where I'll turn it on and say, I'm just not ready. I'm just not ready for this yet. I have to clear my head, and you're right, undivided attention, just to focus on it a bit, right? That's the way you have to watch that.
No, it's a movie. It's a movie you have to, you have to lean in a little bit and pay attention, and we don't do that when we're watching stuff at home. There's so many distractions, and this is the movie that you can't be distracted from.
Ty, I wanted to ask you about the frame rate on Avatar, Way of Water, The Way of Water. It was so off-putting to me that it felt like he just jumped into a gaming computer and made a movie. Did you feel the same way, or did you know going in it's gonna have a different texture or viewing?
I did.
Okay.
I did, and I've seen some earlier high frame rate movies like Peter Jackson's Hobbit movies. The trio he made after Lord of the Rings. Ang Lee made a movie called Billy Somebody's Halftime Walk. That was a high frame rate. To me,
can both of you, because I don't understand, can you explain the whole frame rate thing to me?
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple. When you watch a movie, and back when it was celluloid, as opposed to digital, there's only you're watching 24 frames a second. And anything slower looks a little darker and blurrier. Anything faster looks a little brighter and crisper. But really, that's what it was standardized when sound came in the 20s, because you had to sync up sound and picture. And it was 24 frames per second for years and years and years. And then when TV comes along, because it's video, you can do a higher frame rate. It's 30 frames a second. You're still seeing the same images. It's still a minute. There's just more images within that second.
I get it.
And that's why soap operas look like soap operas, hot, live. That's why football games look hot, live newscasts, as opposed to film, which looks moodier, darker. You get film noir, you get those shadows. So, and that gets into the whole issue of a lot of TVs come with what they call motion smoothing now, where they actually use computers to add frames between the 24. So you get movie Casablanca looks like a soap opera, and it drives some of us crazy.
Awesome.
And some people don't even see it. But so in a movie with a high frame rate, because it's digital, you can go really high. You can go as 120 frames a second. And the more you do that, again, the hotter it looks, the more live it looks, the more crisp it looks. And it doesn't look like a movie. And that really is disorienting for a lot of people. I thought it worked in Avatar partly because it's all digital anyway. So, it's of the high frame rate movies I've seen, this worked the best. I still think it's a crime against cinema personally, but I'm a movie geek.
Yeah, but I get it. And listen, but you know your stuff. And the thing that I love about your cred, not only a critic, but you also program movies for a network. You actually decided what was going to go in the slots when you program movies for HBO Cinemax. And I always say that's another show. I could talk to you. I'd love to get you on again just to talk about that. We're talking to Ty Burr. It's tyburrswatchlist.substack.com. Let's do this. In the interests of time, I wouldn't mind you kind of nodding for your best picture and all the actor categories, anything that we should be looking for, anything that you think is a clear standout. Just take it from here. What you like and what you think we should be checking out before the Oscars.
I think in Best Picture, and we still got over a month to go, and there's things change and momentum changes. I think 2 months ago people were saying, well, Brendan Fraser's a slam dunk for Best Actor in The Whale. I don't think that's true anymore. The momentum has shifted. The cultural conversation has moved. Right now, it's the money's on Colin Farrell for Banshees of Inisherin. He's really good.
Very interesting film. Very interesting film. Another one that I didn't know what to make of it. I would have to go back and look at it again, because that to me it's just an interesting but a very odd screenplay in my humble opinion.
Beautifully, very dark. gets very dark in ways that are hard to sort of digest. I've seen it twice, and it's one of those ones that actually does improve on a second viewing. You kind of see where things are going.
You get it?
And I don't know if I get it, but I know that there's not, some things you just can't get, you can't articulate. You just sort of absorb the story that they're telling. And I think that again, my feeling about who wins Oscars comes down to what any individual Academy voter feels makes him or her feel the best about what they do at the moment they're filling out their ballot. That's kind of, and really you look at the week that they're, before the deadline, what are people talking about? What's sort of on the bubble? That tends to be, what might win. So in Best Picture, honestly, if you ask me right now, I think that Everything Everywhere All at Once might really stand a chance. On the other hand, an old-fashioned movie like All Quiet on the Western Front might play really well with Academy voters, and that might come out of nowhere to win.
I thought it was amazing.
When you talk about the voting and the, I guess there's a lot of politics involved in the voting of the Academy Awards as well. I'm just curious. I thought a weird oversight is the movie Elvis, which I really, really liked, that it would get a nod for picture, actor, editing, and I guess cinematography, but not for directing. Does Hollywood have something against Baz Luhrmann?
A little bit. I think he's so much of a showman, a razzle-dazzle showman, that it's not quite arty enough, or artful or important enough.
Right.
One of the drawbacks to having the Best Picture field go to 10 pictures is that the Best Director field is still only 5.
Right.
So 5 people are going to get skunked, and that's always every year now. That's a point of discussion. Why did that person get left out? Personally, I would. Tom Hanks's performance in that movie is hugely divisive. Some people think it's ridiculous. I love it.
I did too.
I
did too. I thought it was great. I mean, it was comically over the top to a point where it sort of came back to being real. And I enjoyed every moment of it. But I was just curious why you thought he got left out.
Yeah, because I think it's divisive. Some people thought it was too much, too cartoony, and some people liked it for its bigness.
Yeah.
So I think right now Colin Farrell has a chance of winning Best Actor. Although 2 actors in that category, I'm really glad they got in there. Bill Nighy for a movie called Living. If you get a chance to see that movie, that's such a wonderful movie.
Okay, all right, very good.
And a British actor named Paul Mescal for a movie called After Sun. Very small movie about a father and a daughter taking a vacation. He's divorced from a mom. It's kind of their last time together. Really beautiful little movie. And he's a British actor. It's interesting. Paul Mescal's a young actor who's going to be winning an Oscar someday. He probably won't win for this, but this is kind of a, yes, we recognize you. You will be here on the stage in later years. And Bill Nighy's been around forever. You even if you don't know the name, you have seen him in Love Actually and 20 zillion other movies, and he's terrific in this movie. And I don't think
when it comes to the actress category, the only one that I see here that I can speak with any authority on, because is Michelle Williams, who does, I think, a great job in The Fabelmans. Yep. But there's some controversy around Ana de Armas in Blonde because apparently her performance is better than the movie. That's what I've been reading. Do you agree with that? Or
I agree. I think her performance is very good. I think the movie is vile. I think I got a spit take. All
right. Vile is
that's a pretty good word.
Really savage things said about this film.
It's a terrible movie. It's a movie about Marilyn Monroe made by a director who doesn't care about Marilyn Monroe, and it has gone on the record saying, "Who watches her movies anyway?"
Wow.
And it's it literally sticks a camera up the character's nether parts, and it's a really self-important, look how daring we can be, awful, terrible movie, and she's fine in it. She does what she's required to. I have no problem with that nomination.
Well, as far as the movie that I watched in its entirety, really, if you're a classical music aficionado, I think you'll get something out of it. But it's a bit of a slog if you're not into the detail of classical music. But what did you think of Cate Blanchett in the movie Tar?
I think She's remarkable. I think the movie is a challenge. It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's not an easy movie. I admire it more than I like it sometimes.
Right. I agree.
But I think she actually, to my mind, the category, the award is between her and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once, because Cate Blanchett inhabits that character, this imperious orchestra conductor who's also like a really bad person, as you discover as the movie goes on.
Right.
But it's kind of deluding herself into thinking she's not a bad person. And really the movie's about her realizing, oh my God, I actually am a horrible, horrible person. As the rest of the world discovers it too. I think that it's just a remarkable performance in a difficult, off-putting film. Again, one that you have to lean into. And if you're watching it at home, turn off the lights, put the phone away, lock the pets up, and just really give it your attention. And again, you don't have to love every movie, but I admire what the director Todd Field is trying to do with the film.
And as far as the last two, the supporting categories, anybody jump out to you in those two categories?
I will mention that, if we're talking about snubs and Best Actress, it does seem odd that Viola Davis wasn't nominated for The Woman King, and an actress named Danielle Deadwyler wasn't nominated for Till, playing the mother in Till. Both really, really good performances.
Amazing perform. The mother, I mean, that really is an oversight, and that one kind of stuns me because the movie, Till is, and Till just not really well represented in the Oscars at all, right?
No, and then people were thinking that if any nomination would go to it, it would be for the actress. And she's been mentioned in other awards groups and critics groups and stuff. So that was a surprise. In Best Supporting Actor, that's kind of a lock for Ki Hai Kwan and Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's kind of a sentimental choice. He's really good in the movie, but of course, do you know the backstory on this?
No, I don't. No, I mean, because I just have been out of the loop on this particular film. By the way, a film based on your recommendation, I'm running to see as soon as this evening. I'm going to shut the lights off and I'm going to watch.
You guys have seen the second Indiana Jones movie, right? Indiana Jones and the
Temple of Doom.
Is that the second one?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, remember the little Asian kid?
Yeah, Short Round.
Short Round. Okay, that's Ki Hai Kwan. That's the same actor.
Wow.
And he was in Goonies too. And
Data.
He thought he was going to have a career, and of course, after he was a kid, nobody came calling, and he did stunt work and worked on sets. And then all of a sudden, the two directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once, they're both named Daniel, and they call themselves Daniels, offered him this role, and he's so good in it, and he's so thankful to be, on the awards, on the red carpet. He's so thankful to have this chance to come back. And there's a wonderful story of him at, I think, some awards banquet, where he sees Harrison Ford and he goes, Harrison Ford's not going to remember me. And Harrison Ford looks at him and goes, Short Round? And they have this incredibly emotional, reunion.
Oh, that's I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that backstory at all. And that now I'm even more excited to watch this film. I'm really jacked for it.
Ki Hai Kwan won the Golden Globe for supporting actor. He's probably going to win for supporting actor for the Oscars. And I hope he has a career. I hope that this isn't it. I hope he's really good in the movie. He plays like 3 different roles, and he's really good.
In the actress category, I'm trying to think anybody that. I guess, boy, Everything Everywhere All at Once is just well represented. It really
is. In supporting actress, I think the 2 actresses there will split their vote: Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu. Hong Chau is wonderful in The Whale. Angela Bassett is incredible in Black Panther. I think it's between Angela Bassett and Carrie Condon as the sister in Banshees of Inisherin, who's also quite wonderful.
I am excited now to go watch this and see what happens with it. It's an unusual. I think you would agree. It's an unusual year for the Oscars. A lot of obscure films on the list this year.
I think that's partly a product of where the industry is now and the pandemic, and a lot of movies, people aren't seeing movies in theaters except if they are, as you said, must-see movies. Top Gun Maverick, Avatar, everything else they're waiting to see on demand. And some of those movies don't benefit from being seen at home, as we've talked about. Some of them are going straight to Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or what have you. It's, in other words, the distribution mechanism has been thrown up in the air, and it's still in flux. So we're going to have a couple of weird years of Oscars until things stabilize and do a new pattern.
You see that going back, last question, do you see that going back to where we might start consuming movies a little more like we used to, or is it gone forever? We have the biggest theater down here in Southwest Florida that just shut down, the Regal, and you're seeing that all over the country. Do you see it maybe swinging back a little bit?
It's hard to say, but I think the new reality is there's going to be one or two, three at most, must-see theatrical movies a year. And they'll all be franchise stuff. They'll all be stuff, sequels. And anything original is either going to go straight to the streamers, get a token theatrical release, and then everybody will see it on a streamer, or not get produced.
Can a theater sustain on that diet? The actual venue, can that sustain on that little of a product coming in?
Personally, I don't think so. I think they're going to have to change how they do business.
You have to pay your lease.
They're going to have to be showing other stuff, live theater, live concerts, live, and a number of theaters are doing that anyway.
They could jack up the cost of popcorn.
No, two words, free beer.
I'm there.
Free beer is what you do.
Independent theaters, ironically, independent theaters, the art house theaters, whatever, if you're lucky to have one in your neighborhood, those are in a stronger position because they have a loyal following. Yes. They do serve wine and beer, and they get movies that are, including some of the ones on this list, that are unusual, but the audience that goes to them knows that they're there and they want the challenge.
Ty Burr, really such a pleasure. You're so nice to be generous with your time, and love to get you on the next time we talk to you. I'd love to dive into the idea of programming movies for a cable channel. I have no idea how that works. I know there's a little bit to do with movies coming out and who's going to be in it, but that's for another show. It's Ty Burr's watchlist.substack.com. The man knows his stuff. Really one of the best in the business, and we're lucky to have you on the show. Enjoy the Oscars, and I will go see Everywhere All at Once someday, wherever it is, whatever that. I'm going to check it out based on what you said about that backstory. It sounds fascinating. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's Ty Burr, everybody. That's wonderful. Man, oh man, it's just as far as the movie that I watched that I digested last night. Guys.
Yes.
Oh my God. He's so good. When you see these movies, he is so spot on when he talks about you could do away with the first part of it. You got to watch the middle part of it. That's what people are talking about. That's the Woody Harrelson part. And then the end is like, what?
Are they three distinct hunks, or do they
actually
relate?
Identify them as the
no way. Okay.
The young couple, then where they go on a yacht, and then what happens. It's a three-part film. The middle part, Carla went to sleep. I got my headphones on, and I'm shaking the bed. I'm laughing so hard. I'm shaking the bed.
I love it.
But the problem is it wasn't the whole package. Yeah. And Woody Harrelson, who really, the more I watch Woody Harrelson, the more I realize he is an absolute American original and a genius.
Can you imagine when we first saw him on Cheers when he replaced Coach, that you would never think he'd have a long-running career.
And so that's fun. And so what is that movie again? I want to make sure I get it right. That is The Triangle of Sadness.
Yes.
It's just so out there. I don't think I have seen, as far as the pictures that are nominated this year, the ones I have seen, All Quiet on the Western Front.
You love that.
See it. Fabulous. Avatar, I thought it was better than the first one. The Banshees of Inisherin, if you want to check it out.
He said that benefits from a second viewing. Do you think you'll give it a second chance?
I might not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
Elvis, Rob, that's your purview. I saw it. It was all right.
I've seen it a lot of times, and you know what? It's certainly not. It's not Oscar bait. I hope he gets some consideration for actor, because I thought it was a great performance. But I'm sure there were better performances as well. It's narrow casting.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I have to run out. and
Tonight.
do what he suggested and watch it and dive in. Fabelmans, I thought it was a little self-serving. I don't know.
Yeah, but the Academy has such a love affair with Spielberg. Will they accept it?
Well, and it's also got the one Kiss of Death,
Oh, him, yeah.
Yeah, Seth Rogen. Tar, you better like classical music, and you better be you better have your intellectual chops going in. Top Gun Maverick, everybody saw it anyway. You know what it is. But the one I'd really like, just to see the middle. I don't want you to skip the front, but you guys, if you can check out the
middle. Eat
middle.
your meat or you don't get your pudding. That's right.
It's fabulous. And women talking. Does anybody know what that's about? Do you know what that's
about? Carrie.
I didn't realize it was
Carrie. That's the way it goes.
My one takeaway, and he's great. It's so nice to have Ty Burr as a friend of the show, but my one takeaway is, once again, the Academy is ignoring Judd Hirsch.
No, he got nominated.
I know, but he didn't get picked by Ty.
Oh, no.
It's another Oscar-less year for Judd Hirsch.
It's like a cameo in the Did you see the Fabelmans?
No.
Women
you guys see any of the movies?
No, I don't. I haven't seen. I've seen a couple of the movies that we talked about.
I'm a Top Gun guy.
He's a Top Gun guy.
I don't know what to tell you. The Triangle of Sadness sounded like our three branches of government, so I was like, I'm not dealing with that. And then,
what sounded like our three branches?
The Triangle of Sadness.
The Triangle of Sadness is I think you got to call it a comedy. Well, yes, it is a comedy. It's a fabulous
especially
comedy.
The middle part. Yeah,
the middle part is the comedy part.
This is women talking. This is no. Actually, this is actually pretty serious.
I'm sorry.
Based on a novel, and
what about war?
It's based on a true story of a vicious serial rapist. This is crazy. Like it's a dark movie.
Any stars in it that we would recognize?
Well, Rooney Mara is in it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm all in.
Yeah, I like her.
Jessie Buckley and Claire Foy. That's the three leads, and Frances McDormand.
All right, so I've got that's some chops right
yeah.
there. All right, I'll dive into that one as well. Good movies out there, some good movies to see, and I just this is not a spoiler alert, but when you just stop, like you've decided I don't want to make the movie anymore, that kills me.
Did you get the feeling you got when you watched the end of The Sopranos? Was it like that severe?
Not that severe, but definitely kind of what?
Yeah.
What's what's where they make you don't make me think. I think all the time.
This is what I do.
I'm trying to get my new phone system. I mean, don't make me think. That's it. But whatever. Enjoy and check it out. But I will watch the one Everything Everywhere all at once. I will check that out tonight. That's going to happen. We got to take a break. When we come back, got the homepage, and later in the show, I would like to talk about more film with streaming services and foreign content. And why there's so much of it, because I have no idea, but I'm watching it. Watching it more than I ever have. We'll take a break. In fact, I never do. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Here are some of the stories we're working on tonight for the night side. After an all-new TJ Hooker at 11, residents in West South Florida are up in arms over an invasion of rattlesnakes.
I wasn't sure what to do.
I seen it. I heard it. Then I seen it. Then I got the raid.
The Energy Department responds to consumer inquiries of using air conditioners in garages.
And I wrote back, kindly off.
In our weekly visit with a shade tree mechanic, we have tips on what to do with those leftover automotive fluids you find in the garage.
Do not drink it.
And Colonel Dirk is in the Weather Center with a look at the weekend forecast.
It's cold as
Catchy stories and more, along with the Mike O'Mara Show on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. If you're looking to get your financial future organized, if you don't have life insurance yet, that should be the top of your list. Fabric by Gerber Life is what you need. With life insurance and other family finance solutions all in one place, Fabric has great policies, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. It takes less than 10 minutes to apply, and then tailor your quote to fit your family's needs. Fabric was specifically designed to give your parents, like you, affordable term life insurance. Plus, Fabric has a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. Fabric was designed by parents for parents, people, to help you get a high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutes. You could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply today in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/TMOS. That's meetfabric.com/TMOS. You going to love it. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Insurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Welcome back to the show. Whoa, whoa. Rob, I want to do something different. I said I was going to talk about streaming. I don't want to do that. Let's do the words, the pretentious words.
Okay, very
because
good.
I like words, and it also gives me an opportunity to figure out how I lost all of my commercials for today's show. Thank you. There's a little peek behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you need them
that was the
resent?
smallest font that I have ever had. What?
Do you need them resent?
No, I
Okay.
don't. I've got them. I just have to find things here.
All right.
Something
This is
happened.
pretentious phrases people sometimes use to just, they think they maybe sound smarter, but you come off sounding pretentious. And I hear some of these, and they annoy me. A lot of times you let them go. Don't ever say 3 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. And it's because if it's a.m., it's in the morning, or just 3 in the morning.
What about Diamond in the morning?
That's the greatest show, especially, Mike, if you're part of the 5:30 club.
What's pretentious about saying in the morning?
It's overstating the fact because you say 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, but what? Maybe
Instead of saying 3 a.m.
I have the wrong definition
Or
of
through-
pretentious. Isn't pretentious like bragging or showing off?
Well, maybe just like over-explaining. Maybe it's we'll go on with the list. Maybe it's not pretentious.
I guess let's hit the baseline.
Okay.
What is pretentious according to this list?
According to this list, is people that use words that could backfire as grammar experts, perhaps filling the words with stuff that might seem like it's making it fancy or more specific when it's not.
That's how they're defining that.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
But so my definition of pretentious is wrong then.
Well, I think pretentious could go in several directions. I think yours is also right.
I was like, my English, it's off, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning.
You use business speak.
Yes.
And in my opinion, Oscar,
Yes.
occasionally that comes across to me as pretentious.
Because I have an education?
Because you have an education and you use the jargon.
Oh.
Because, first of all, it's funny. I study people and the way people. I think the reason you did so well with your MBA program is the fact that you were so all into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were a friggin' sponge. And remember when Twitch and Amato did that promo about you with the low-hanging fruit and all that?
Correct.
Because your jargon, because you just absorbed all of it and you spewed it out. And I was having a conversation with Oscar, a business conversation yesterday. And in the conversation, Oscar, at one point in our conversation, says M&A. And M&A, and I'm sitting there he thought I was listening to him, but all I'm trying to do is catch up because I don't want to tell him. I don't know what the F that means. And then finally I realized he's talking about mergers and acquisitions. And it was like a light bulb. And he didn't know this was going on in my government,
I didn't
but
flinch.
it's going on like this. And finally I said, so yeah, with the mergers and acquisitions. And I was so proud of myself.
You figured it out from
I
context
thought
He'll
clues.
do that
I
because
thought
he
you
uses his
knew.
business speak all the time. No, I'm a disc jockey for Christ's sake. I barely got to American University. You're like, M&A with the low-hanging fruit. And we're going to have to circle back with a thing like that. Sometimes you
I don't
are
mean
over my
to.
head.
My apologies.
Sometimes you are. So go ahead. What are your
Mike, you've said it
pretentious
before.
words?
Don't make me think, right?
Don't make me think.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
Everywhere,
say-
all at once, every day.
Don't say absolutely essential. Because if it's essential,
That
it's
doesn't
essential.
strike that this list is wrong. That doesn't strike me as pretentious. Absolutely essential is just bad usage.
Okay, then maybe it is bad usage and words that should be avoided that are going to give you a bad reputation.
So,
What
but
is
explain it because I'd
yeah.
like to hear you explain it.
Okay, one dictionary definition of essential is absolutely necessary, which makes the word absolutely not needed. It's already an absolute.
It's an emphasis on the necessary. You know, if you come in and said that's necessary, you're in a meeting, you want to say that's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, but if you're using it
It
as
is absolutely necessary for Pony to get my Zoom connection back to where it was easy and I didn't have to fumble. And every day now for 4 days, I have told Pony that it is absolutely necessary to get me back there because for some reason I'm going down a little maze rabbit hole because I don't know stuff. I don't know things and things.
Another, Mike, you know what? A lot of these are very just, they're repetitive and unnecessary, like actual fact. The phrase actual fact. If it's a fact.
It's an actual fact.
It's an actual fact.
When you got this list because I think it's bad usage and overly.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's bad grammar.
Yes, certainly. Certainly.
So where did pretentious come in?
It was in the,
it's in the headline.
It's in the headline.
The headline here.
Yeah, I see.
Want to sound smarter? Avoid these 24 overused words and phrases that make you sound pretentious.
Okay.
Say
right,
grammar experts. This is the grammar.
Okay. So it's kind of okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. All right. Because it's All right.
Don't say at this point in time or the present point in time.
I say at this point in time.
I do.
Yeah, but you can just say now.
If this list stopped right now, I am a certified pretentious asshole because I've used all of these.
Yep.
Well, I think if you say at this point, but if you say at this point in time, that's I think at this point, and you don't just say now. I mean, because you still want to emphasize things, right?
I suppose, but you're really using too many words to say the same thing.
Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Something depreciates in value. How else is it going to depreciate?
Okay. All right. So, I get it. So when you say that depreciates, when you say it depreciates in value.
Yeah.
But
do you understand what he's doing? It's not good. It's not proper. It makes you sound like a dope.
Yeah.
Because you say depreciates in value. Of course it depreciates in value. It can't depreciate in anything else.
But
if
I told Pony, I was like, look, every time.
Stop using me as
example. Sorry.
You're convenient.
You guys are like, it seems
yesterday
right?
It was great. Matt and I went into a 30-minute mind grappling session where he finally relented and said, I guess we're both right, when I was just right, not him.
But for him, that's a major victory for you.
So did Pony depreciate in value to you?
My God. I said, what am I doing?
Was it an actual fact?
What am I doing? I said, get up, let me sit down, and I'm showing him on the computer, like I would a 3-year-old, what I would need changed.
Right.
And then he finally goes, we're actually both right. But you stole an hour of my life.
Yeah, and your life depreciated in value.
Yes.
All right, let's move
on. Don't ever say eliminate completely or eliminate entirely, because if something's eliminated, it's gone.
Okay, this is more. I get the whole thing with you sound where you're trying to use big phrases, but this is just making you sound like a dummy. Right?
And you don't take things and combine them together or join them together. You combine them or you join them.
I'm all about this. I'm all about you. This is usage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it.
Okay.
End result or final outcome. It's a result or it's an outcome. You don't need to put end on it.
The final outcome. Haven't there even been game shows called the final outcome?
There was a song, The Final Countdown, but that's
the final countdown.
I should restate that, Oscar. It was Mike and my favorite song.
I wonder if that'll translate down the street when we move to the garage,
What will?
When they do something like that. When we scream singing like that.
People will love it. They'll sell
Pretty
tickets.
loud.
Mike, don't say something is estimated at about. That's a good one. I estimated at about, because you're estimating.
If it's estimated, you're estimating something.
Yeah.
I estimated at
Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
I figure it's about. That's the way I would say that, not estimate.
Or it's about blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
So estimated is pretentious?
But if you say estimated at about, or I estimated at about.
It's not pretentious, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid.
I guesstimated.
I like guesstimated.
That's good. And you see, you're
Let me
using
guesstimate
it right.
what that is.
Yeah.
Mike, this is one that would drive me nuts if someone used it a lot. It's the exact same.
Oh, man. I've said it, though. I've said it routinely. That's the exact same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
But it has more power if you say that as opposed to that's the same thing.
What if somebody stopped your tracks and then just battled you out and said, isn't it the same thing? And
I would probably, on that particular phrase, I would probably say you're right. Because when you think about it, if I'm making a point and that's the exact same thing I said, I guarantee you I've said that probably more than anything on this show. But if I say that's the same thing. With the emphasis on same, you get your point across more effectively.
Yes, I agree. Mike,
thank you.
Don't feel badly. Feel bad.
Feel bad. Oh, now you get the LYs.
Yeah, the adverbs.
That's okay. There are a few of those. God, I wish I could. I wish they could come to mind right now.
Well, for example, Oscar, would you ever say, "I feel greatly"?
No.
You don't need badly. It's just I feel bad. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. When yesterday at the end of the day, I went to Pony. He said, "Sometimes you make me feel badly about myself."
He says you should feel greatly about yourself. Mike, watch out for a general consensus of opinion, because a general
it's a consensus. You're just adding words you don't need.
Yeah,
right.
In close proximity, it's just proximity.
Okay. Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So proximity
a synonym of proximity is closeness. So by saying it, you're actually saying that it's close.
See, but I've used close proximity. Because I didn't think, I thought proximity, there's no, I can't defend the usage that I've had before, proximity. But if proximity is weak.
We're always just trying to better ourselves. That's it.
I know. We're trying to get better.
I don't think so. I think some people don't know what proximity means, so I have to say it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Or just say it's close. Don't say proximity at all.
That's true.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Throw proximity out with a dishwater.
In the final analysis. Just say finally.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
I would never say final analysis.
Yeah.
But it's once again, that is pretentious. You're trying to add a little gravitas to what you're saying.
I like to say the net.
In the final analysis, I don't have a dickless chance of getting my Zoom connection fixed.
Oh.
I love how you're using
I
them
think
in real.
Today you'll get dick. Because
not if you don't get involved.
I said we'll work on it together.
But I'm talking. Well, okay, I won't get into that.
Actually, Oscar,
I'm on that line today.
You're on the fringe.
I'm gonna really.
We have
I'm
to
really
call you the
trying.
fringe today.
I didn't take the med before the show.
We were both right.
Yes.
I feel greatly.
Oh my God. I went to bed last night at 11. Said, do you remember when Matt looked at me after he wasted?
It's still with you at
45 minutes of my time and said we were both right.
By the way, I was technically still awake when I got your picture of Cindy Williams last night, and sorry I didn't respond to it. It was just too late.
I heard the text.
Also sad.
But I did turn over. I was in bed as well.
It'll be in the news next.
Yeah, okay. Mike.
Well, we have time for one more.
All right. How about this one? Postpone until later.
Oh, that's terrible.
That is.
I would never. I don't do
that. That's a fireable offense as far as we're going to postpone that till later.
Yeah, and also I like this one. The most unique.
Unique.
Yeah.
Unique.
I agree with that one. That's terrible.
And also stop using the suffix wise. Don't just add wise to things. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Effort-wise.
Zoom-wise.
That is gross.
Great-wise.
I've
never done that.
Yeah.
Effort-wise. All right. So we have to take a break.
Yes,
and,
we do.
When we come back,
avoid those words, Mike, like the plague.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We have to take a little breaky. When we come back, we will have the homepage for you now that I have organized my commercials the way I want to.
Yay.
Yes, sirree.
You did that greatly.
There are days, ladies and gentlemen, in the final analysis, there are days I hardly get this show off the air. I mean, on the air.
Hi, this is TV's Sally Struthers. Do you want to make more money in a career you'll love? We all do. And this week's bonus show has ideas for that next chapter in your life.
Let's do something fun. Tired of working in those Brazilian tourist shops?
I'm a sad podcaster.
I called 911.
Who's got the most lint in their belly button? Go.
We'll provide you with everything you need to be an amazing success. You can be cutting a rug for fun and profit. If you're successful, this is what you get to keep.
Wow. That's how y'all getting down in Philly after a win?
The TMOS bonus show is that fifth hour of funny you can only get with a subscription. Get yours today at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Stay classy, Philadelphia.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's electric e-bike. Electric e-bike. They're flying around everywhere. I love them. Listen, don't be stuck in your home, in your office, in your routine, wondering what else is out there, but feeling like an adventure is out of reach. Don't do that. Pick yourself up an electric e-bike and discover what freedom is all about. Freedom to fly around town like Oscar Santana does. Freedom to get where you need to go conveniently, easily. affordably with the fast and foldable electric e-bike.
There he goes.
There you go. There he is. From quick errands, true outdoor adventures, electric e-bikes will transform how you get around. Hasn't it transformed the way you get around?
Oh, I save $340 a month because I don't have to park in the garage. Mm-hmm. It gets me home faster because traffic is abysmal right now. And I can get to work no problem. Mm-hmm. Easy. It's done.
Models financed as low as $133 per month. Models are financed as low as $133 per month. You can go up to 45 miles on a charge, reach up to 28 miles per hour. That's as fast as you need to go in the city. The powerful 500-watt motor, which has increased torque for more power with less noise. You can customize it. You can get the elite headlight or passenger package. It's all good, and it's electric e-bikes. Get out there and find adventure with electric e-bikes. Visit electricebikes.com to learn more. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com, and you'll find out how much better your life can be. And do it today, ladies and gentlemen.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and these first couple of stories are kind of a drag. In fact, all three are a drag. Cindy Williams died last Wednesday after what her family calls a brief illness. She was 75. Her kids announced her death yesterday. Cindy and Penny Marshall were a writing team working for Francis Ford Coppola for $30 a day when they were tapped to play a pair of fast girls who double date with Fonzie and Richie on a 1975 episode of Happy Days. When you hear about these dates and years, you realize how fast the clock on the wall moves. The characters were popular enough to get a spinoff. Laverne and Shirley Was Born debuted in 76. It would last 8 seasons and became iconic. People loved it. I
think it was number one show 2 years for 2 seasons. It was the number one show in America.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan, but I know that people loved it. A contract dispute resulted in Cindy Shirley being written out of the final season. Penny died in 2018. Before Laverne and Shirley, Cindy starred in 2 movies. One of them was truly iconic, American Graffiti.
Yes.
That was in 1973. And The Conversation, another big movie, 74. She also auditioned for Princess Leia in Star Wars. I didn't know that. She would have been a good Leia.
She would have.
She really would, right? Cindy was married to entertainer Bill Hudson, the Hudson brothers, from 82 to 2000. They had 2 kids. Bill was previously married to Goldie Hawn, and he is the father of her kids, Kate and Oliver Hudson.
I always felt sorry that the Hudson brothers only got 1 square on Hollywood Squares. It was so crowded.
It was very, very difficult with all that hair, too.
I know.
Michael McKean is the only Laverne and Shirley main cast member who is still with us. Did I pronounce his last name?
Yeah, Michael
correctly?
McKean. We had her in studio, in the Georgetown studio, and she was exceptionally cool. And I think she was very appreciative of the fact that, Mike, you and I both kept asking her about American Graffiti and didn't really care much about Laverne and Shirley. She liked talking about American Graffiti.
American Graffiti goes back. I'd like to go back and watch that.
Ever seen it, Oscar?
Because,
I watched it after we had her on. It still holds up.
One of the most amazing things.
Yes.
It does. And the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood took a lot of cues on the soundtrack construction from that, making the radio provide all the music in the movie, which is
I think
so
it holds
cool.
up because it transports you literally back to the 1950s. It's that authentic.
Yeah.
It had that authenticity. Lisa Marie Presley's cause of death hasn't been announced yet because toxicology tests are pending. I heard a news story yesterday. It could take a month or so to get the tox report back. But TMZ spoke to family sources who claim she was taking opioids again when she died. And if you look at her at the Golden Globes, that might be pretty obvious to a lot of people. Lisa Marie had struggled with addiction on and off over the years. She was also on an extreme weight loss regimen because she wanted to look good when she celebrated the movie Elvis at the various award ceremonies. She had reportedly lost 40 to 50 pounds in a 6-week period.
Oh, my God.
She's that small and she lost that kind of weight?
That's crazy.
Sources say that on the morning she died, she was suffering from abdominal pain, so who knows. Another dark story, but a little weird. Ron Jeremy was recently declared mentally unfit to face dozens of sex abuse and rape charges against him due to dementia. Not the rape charges due to dementia.
Right.
He's mentally unfit.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's pretty far gone. According to the not always reliable British tabloids, Ron is living at a psychiatric hospital where he believes he's shooting a porno flick with the nurses there. This sounds like BS, doesn't it?
It has to.
That has to be from Ron Jeremy's people.
Ron's longtime friend Heidi Fleiss says the evidence of Ron's condition has been apparent for several years now. At the same time, she thinks it's a good thing he doesn't understand what's going on because he's innocent. That's according to Heidi Fleiss. Here's her quote, "In a way, I'm glad he has dementia and doesn't have to accept the reality of this unfair thing that's happening to him. I'm so glad to hear that in his mind he thinks he's back on set and he's not absorbing what they've done to him." I don't know. You know, it's just weird.
I don't know. I think, but as
you,
in the 30 years we've been together, Mike, and the years previous, there must be a certain mark of pride that you never had Ron Jeremy on the show.
yeah. Probably not for lack of trying. I think he's probably been floating around a little bit.
I think we might have turned him down.
The hedgehog, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, gross.
66-year-old Vera Lydell was the food service director at a school district in Illinois, but she was arrested. She was arrested for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
My God.
Oh, stop that, please. Stop that.
Everyone focus. This is an important story.
She'd been working there for at least a decade, but during the pandemic, she started over-ordering chicken and picking it up herself at a district cargo van, and the extra chicken was never brought back to the school. Over the past couple of years, she stole a lot of chicken, and she ended up being caught because she overlooked one thing. She was ordering massive amounts of chicken wings, but the school never served wings to the students because they contain bones.
Yes.
So they don't put them on the menu. It's unclear what Vera was actually doing with all those chicken wings. She's currently being held on $150,000 bond.
Oh,
so
I can't wait till they find out that the restaurateur is in her family and she was siphoning them out to the restaurant.
Exactly. Vera. This is fun if you're stuck in traffic right now. A new study found it might be making you dumber.
Huh?
It's an interesting story. Researchers found the exhaust from cars and big trucks on the road could be breaking your brain, at least temporarily. They had 25 healthy adults breathe in diesel fumes. That must be a real fun gig.
I think that was also the same lady who stole the chicken wings was doing that.
Yeah. Then they scanned their brains after that. All of the people volunteered to do it. MRI results showed lower functional connectivity. Yeah, if you're inhaling carbon monoxide,
Mike,
I would say that might get you a little bit, right?
Lower brain activity and a nasty cough.
They couldn't think as clearly because different parts of their brain weren't communicating well. It's also something that's been linked to depression. Doctors used to think air pollution didn't affect our brains very much, at least not right away, but authors of the study said it clearly does, and it happens quickly. 2 hours of sitting in traffic could have a noticeable effect on brain power short term. Yesterday when I picked my kid up, I had Winslow, the Winsonator, driving down with me, and even though it's hot down here, I roll down the window for him. And there's a guy in an air conditioning truck, a pickup truck, and he just loved it. I love it when people interact with my dog.
Yeah,
it gives me. I'm bringing a little joy with his little stubby head stuck out the window.
Does he keep his head out the window as the car is zooming down the highway?
He does. He likes to hop up. He'll put both paws, and I got him on the lead. So I've got him on the leash, and I got it wrapped around my arm with just enough play that he's got freedom to jump up and put his paws on the window, and he's zooming around. But he loves to do it when we slow down. That's when he likes to check out all the people in the car.
Do you have to put on the lock? Because I've had Linus put the window down before.
Like the child safety?
Yeah. He steps on the handle and the window goes down. And I'm like, don't do that, buddy.
No, I haven't had that problem. And
good.
You can tell who the dog people and the dog people aren't when you drop off or you pick up with the dog in the car, because there'll be people like, "Oh, hello, sweetie," and then you get the other teachers that go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Is he vicious? He looks vicious.
Yeah. You've signed papers?
Anyway, 2 hours of sitting in traffic could have a noticeable effect on your brain short term, and it might cause ongoing issues if you're exposed to fumes every day. I guess that means roll your windows up. The good news
we
is...
used to smoke. Like, what's the point?
I'd go up to Maine in the back of a station wagon with no car seat at 7 years old as my parents were chain-smoking Kent cigarettes with the windows rolled up. And I'd say, are we there? Are we there yet?
Mike, you made me think. I had a really weird English teacher my senior year. Her name was Bernice von der Mühlen. And she was a great writing teacher, but she was weird. And they were painting the school our senior year. And at one point in the middle of a lecture, she just stopped talking and went, fumes, and walked away from the lectern and stopped talking to us. And so when you say fumes,
you get for going to one of those Nazi charter schools.
It wasn't a
the
Nazi
good news is
school.
there's something you can do about it. Keep your windows up in traffic and make sure your cabin air filter isn't too old. How the hell am I going to do that?
It's a big filter.
Don't make you think.
By the way, thanks to everybody that gave me the information about phone contracts. Today I'm off to T-Mobile.
Oh, good.
Oh, look at you.
And now a little something, and we have, let me see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have
five punchers.
Five punchlines today. Because, listen, the way I do it, if I feel that the line is mediocre,
yes,
I go with quantity over quality.
And then you stack them anyway, right? There's a strategy involved, yes.
Someone polled 2,000 pet owners, and 83% claim their dog or cat has a favorite sport they like to watch on the TV. Football was number one, 40% of the vote. The top 5 sports that pets like to watch: football, soccer, basketball, baseball, and golf. Bowling ranked last, Rob. Sorry, I know you like bowling.
Sucks.
Followed by NASCAR, though. NASCAR was dead last. 68% of people in the poll describe themselves as sports fans, but 80% of them think their pet might be an even bigger sports fan than them. Sports aren't the only thing cats and dogs like to watch, though. 69% of people said their pets like watching TV with them in general. The other top things they like to watch: cartoons.
Oh, that's nice.
Nature shows, movies, and stand-up comedy, which I think is interesting.
That's odd.
Winslow likes to watch EVTV.
EVTV?
What's that?
Eat, vomit, television.
Gross.
Winslow watches a brand new one that just came on. It's called The Butt Channel.
I'd watch
just
that.
Dogs' butts all day long. TCR.
TCR?
This is the worst one. TCR.
Yes, TCR.
Turner Classic Rabbits.
That is not the worst one.
That's dumb. The movie Megan. He likes Megan. He watches Megan and anything with James Corden. Whoa! Thank you, everybody. We'll come back with
Turner
something.
Classic Rabbits.
Yeah. Well, you've heard it before. We're going to talk about it again. Oscar is having problems with the sperm clamp.
Oh no.
That's next on the Michael Mara Show.
Power 95. Twitch patrol lines are open. Hi, who is this?
I shouldn't tell you.
Why? Do I know you?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Is this Jim Amato?
No.
Have I had fun with you within the past 2 months?
Yes.
Okay, that cuts it down to 1,000. Are you Rick Schofield?
No.
Are you Jolene White?
No.
Are you Linda Hart?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm waiting for you to get tickets to the Mike O'Mara live show in New Orleans on April 15th at 8 p.m. at the House of Blues.
Because of you, I'll be in New Orleans.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. There's no better way to maximize your day than by making sure you're feeling like your best self. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand, fueling your well-being. And their hydration multiplier just may be the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning before a workout, when you feel run down after a long night out, and on long flights. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Liquid IV has donated over 25 million servings in over 50 countries around the world, and it's convenient and oh so delicious. The best way to start your day: be like me, drink Liquid IV. Hi, everybody. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at little old liquidiv.com. They're going to get that today and say, what was he doing?
Mike, you want to know something odd? That we've always called that the Your Royal Majesty music bed because Major Bill used it for a record called Your Royal Majesty. But you know what the actual name of the composition was? It was Carla.
What? Oh, really?
Yes.
Can you start it from the beginning again?
I can, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Carla, why do you always yell at me, saying I'm eating too much food? Even though my weight was down again today. Thank you, Manjaro. La, 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 la,
Carla.
Anywho.
All right. That's
so, Oscar, we haven't checked on your pursuit. You've been very open and very honest about, the fertility clinic and what you're trying to do. And I was a little disturbed when you came in today and you were mentioning the fact that there was some kind of financial effery, perhaps, going on at the
well,
clinic?
It's not even. I think anyone that's gone through, has visited or even looked into a fertility clinic. It's not about your initial visit. It's about the follow-ups and the procedures you choose to elect.
I visit a lot, Mike. I stop by and have tea, and just like, how's it going? And and it's a nice visit, but I don't do anything.
Are you bragging that you didn't need any assistance to have babies?
Are you kidding? Right now, I'd need a crane and a staff of 10 to have a baby.
Rob was in the I had a vasectomy club.
That's right. He was so fertile.
Guys
he had to
that
shut
are
it
so
down.
they think it's virility.
I just can't
It's
handle
not
it.
the reason I did it.
Why'd you do it?
I was told to do it.
Yeah, but you only need to do
Would
it.
you cut your balls off if somebody told you to do it?
Are you telling me to do it?
That's your answer. It's absolutely necessary.
How high, sir?
I'd like a number 2 down there, please. Gentlemen.
I was actually promised that it would result in more activity. And yet, Oscar, how's it going?
That is funny. You got the rope-a-dope by your wife.
I did, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, there are 2 types of businesses out there. There are businesses that drum up business. That I think that's the most viable option when you're actually looking to create customers out of your what someone would say warm leads, people that are already kind of interested.
Yeah. New business.
Yeah, new business. And then there's other people that they work so well that the business comes to them. That they're just so jammed because of the reputation and what they've done.
Like Chick-fil-A.
The place place across the street is so aggressive with their come have a baby with us, pay us the equivalent of what seems to be a Lexus SUV, that I had to put them on my personal do not answer list.
Oh, so you're using your phone to filter calls from them?
They're calling me.
Seeking out new biz.
Yeah, they're calling me. Either my sperm count was so low, they're like, this guy is so desperate. We need to get him in here ASAP because there's no way in the God's green earth he's ever going to make a baby naturally. Or they just put 2 and 2 together and said, what is our target rich environment? The guy across the street whose wife came in and said, we'd like to have a baby. We don't care what it costs. Put one in me.
So they're coming at you.
They're calling every day that I have to come back and donate again.
Donate again.
Yes.
And it's going to cost you money if you do that.
Correct. It's not about the money. It's more like, don't push me into a scenario. I know I got to go back.
Yeah, it ruins the mood.
Yeah.
You're talking about the timetable. You know you have to do this eventually.
Yes.
You took a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
Once you knew what was what.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And so
time is not on our side. So to be fair.
So do you want to, are you going to acquiesce?
I don't want to go because they're making me go. I want to go because I want to go.
Yeah, let them seduce him, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing it's a delicate subject when it comes to any kind of sales.
Sure.
And if you are like of the mindset in March, June, July, we're going back to get this done once and for all, and they're like, you got to come in, you got to come in. Can I ask you a technical question?
Yes.
No, dear.
So when they're telling you to come back in soon, are they saying that the timetable in any way could affect your ability to get the job done?
the voicemails and the 2 calls I've already answered, I said, look, it just doesn't bode well for you. And look, they're probably right. I'll be childless for the rest of my life and regret this conversation.
Barren.
But if you push me, that's the worst way to get what you want.
Mike, what's the first rule of sales?
Create urgency.
Precisely, and that's what they're doing.
Okay.
But don't they have some put up just in case already?
No, they said it wasn't enough. They said it was. They said I was
what I expected.
In the low single-digit percentile of my output.
So it was not even worth keeping?
No.
I think I just wet myself.
I didn't know that was the...
It was overall sod.
Yeah. Did they return it to you, or did they dispose of it?
What's the best in picture movie? What's the triangle movie called?
Oh, Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah, the Triangle of Sadness is my wife.
You're living in the Triangle of Sadness.
And it's a fertility clinic.
Yeah.
Because the Triangle of Sadness, none of us are doing our jobs, especially me.
Yeah.
If you start to go in there so regularly that the person at the desk says,
hello.
Yeah. That's you got a problem. So
if you go back in, make sure they punch your card. Because the 12th one, you get a sandwich.
Like a car wash. Do you plan on going back anytime soon?
But I'm so annoyed by this clinic.
At 11 and 3 o'clock today.
I'm so annoyed that I said, I'll show them. I'll find somewhere else to go and work with some other outfit.
There you go.
If you went somewhere else, would you have all your info from them that you could share with the place?
Look, this one place, I'll give a name. And maybe this is my personal experience.
I'll do it. Al's.
So
Al's Fertility Clinic?
No, it's called Kind Body, and they're one across the street, and I'm sure they have.
Yeah, it's owned by Richard Kind.
I'm sure they have high rent with just the location overall. But I've gone to Tend, the business place, the dentist place around the corner. Tend,
sure,
on the corner. It looks like an Apple store for dentists. Wonderful. They have They play Netflix above you with screens. It's great.
I love the fact that Washington D.C. has ostensibly medical professionals with names like Tend.
Yeah,
and
hip.
Very hip.
And
skinny chairs.
They're not pushy. They know that I'll come when I come.
So to speak.
You know?
So they're That's it. We can't get better than that. That's it. So do you see yourself going back there?
Yeah, I have to go.
Okay.
But my wife, no, not that place. I'm finding someone. There's another place up the street.
Okay. Wow.
I'll pit them against each other. I said, how bad do you want my baby?
Wow. Is it Wawa? It's not the Wawa, is it?
No, it's the Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Remember when we used to be in the drugstore district of Manassas? This is the sperm district right here.
No more downtown.
That's the house.
And the whole fraternity system is filthy. Isn't that an indictment of our educational systems in general?
We're not going to sit here and listen to you bad-mouth the United States of America.
At the Greek letters point, do you know what the symbol is for the fraternity?
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
I know the name of the fraternity, but I don't know what the letters are they correspond to.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
I didn't know. I think I don't. I can't tell you whether I think I knew or not.
Take it from Fawn Leibowitz and pledge the funniest fraternity on campus. It's O'Mara House.
Wait till Otis sees us!
Get a TMOS bonus show subscription by clicking the link at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Sign up today with liberty and fraternity for all.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. What is the first thing you do when you wake up? Is it checking up on your credit score? No. I didn't think so. But at Chime, that's exactly what they do. With their secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can start to build credit with your own money. Chime reports your payments to credit bureaus to help you build credit over time. Their members see an average increase.
That's what...
you need to go to Tend.
Thank you. Thank you. Their members see an average increase of 30 points plus no annual fees, no large security deposits, or any credit checks to apply. Start your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/TMOS. That's chime.com/TMOS. Now, after that coughing spasm,
oh dear,
let's see how I do with the mandatory disclosure. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by Stride Bank N.A. pursuant to a license from Visa USA. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some users' score may not improve. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal fees may apply, except at MoneyPass ATMs at a 7-Eleven or any Allpoint or Visa Plus Alliance ATMs. Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Yes, please hit the sound down thing.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you choose to ghost a lady that you go on a date with, beware. There are ways she can get back at you. For example, going on TikTok and going viral with the fact that she sent the person that refused to return her calls after one date a ghosting survey. And he insisted that she insisted that he fills this out.
Well, stop. Hold on. Wait. You can't muff that. You can't just plow through that.
Okay.
What happened again? What?
A lady went on a date with a guy. She wasn't all that into him, but still she was bothered by the fact that he ghosted her.
Okay.
Did not return her calls, didn't do anything.
And
so
then
she
sent him a survey?
She wanted to find out why.
A ghosting
why
survey.
You ghosted.
Yes,
exactly. And it went viral all over the TikTok.
I recently got ghosted by a guy who I didn't even like, and I emailed him this ghosting exit survey to fill out. So the first question is, please provide a 1 to 2 sentence example of why you did it. You were intimidated by my beauty. You hate yourself. You're broken. I'm too good for you. Like, whatever comes to mind. Please circle if I am more cute, hot, sexy, or pretty, and just know, just as like a rule, you have to circle all 4. Please provide the names, emails, and phone numbers of at least 2 of your exes and your birth mother, and that's just like, so I can start a group chat. And lastly, please select one form of compensation for me. So you could opt for something simple like sending me your passwords for various streaming services and your social security number. And last but certainly not least, making me your muse and dedicating your life to winning me back. So that can be anything from like using my voicemails in a rap song, cutting your ear off and sending it to me, publicly referring to me as the one that got away. I don't know.
So there's all that going on. So just be careful.
I love that young lady. That's fantastic. Good for her.
So you're living in Hawaii and you think everything's great. You got a nice house. It looks very nice. It's got a nice kitchen and living room and everything.
I saw the video.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, this Hawaiian house is at the bottom of a hill.
This lady is so lucky to be alive. This lady is in her kitchen, and she's moving towards the den.
Yes.
Which is in the right side of her house. She's moving towards the den when this happens. This is a giant boulder.
A cartoon Indiana Jones-sized boulder.
Blast through the living room, blast through the wall, blast through the bathroom into the bedroom. She would have been dead, Dom, if she got hit by this
We
thing.
open with security footage of the boulder and then the lady being interviewed about it.
I heard the loud boom, and apparently the boulder passed right in front of me. I didn't see it. All I heard was the boom, and then somebody asking me if I was okay.
That was the loud boom.
So
interesting.
Everyone's okay though.
Vantage point on that video inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because it's documented. I have 5 cameras around my parents' house just in case my mom falls.
Right.
But the only thing I thought about was like, what are the odds that no one gets hurt and that thing plows through a single family home?
It's amazing.
And it's caught on video.
It's an obviously small house, and this thing is.
Are you crying BS?
It was a weird placing of the camera.
If you saw the video,
I did. I watched it.
You watched the video.
It looks valid to me.
Would they really go to that much trouble to create that?
The hard part would be pushing the boulder up the hill.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not calling BS.
Right.
It just seemed like a weird angle to have a camera.
A camera like right there.
Right. Yes. Like this is where I go completely X-Files on everybody.
No, but you're the first person that ever told me the reality shows weren't reality shows. So
I believe this is a real boulder that crashed through a house. I am suspect of the angle of the camera. Like
you think it might have been a house that was condemned,
or
some
sort of drug den, or like something nefarious is going on because it looked like the type of angle of a camera that you would have on a liquor store in case someone robbed the place.
Your cynicism will make you ultimately a sad person.
And Mike, we're pretty good at spotting the fake. I didn't feel this was fake.
Not this one.
No,
not this particular one. Yeah, almost all the other ones.
Yeah,
though.
Absolutely. Mike, the talkingest dog breed, I think, is the Husky. They're the ones that tend to say hello.
Great Husky audio.
So what this is a lady. This was on the gram. A lady is checking out her outfit because she's about to go out on a date, it appears. She looks good. And the dog walks in, and I swear he says, "Where are you going?"
That's a big dog.
It is a big guy. It's a big boy. Yes.
Wow.
So if your dog can talk,
I need a threefer on that.
You got it. You got it.
Threefer.
And Mike, that's all I got for you today. Just one talking dog.
Wow. Oh my God. That's weird. So hey, we want to thank Ty Burr. Ty Burr, movie critic. Wonderful. There it is. He's a good guy.
Yes.
And it's Ty Burr's watch list if you want to check him out. And really, he is so wonderful. And we are really lucky to have him come on the show. Our thanks to Ty Burr. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode with more fun and more thrills. Perhaps an update. Maybe Oscar will go across the street to, sperm world.
Don't push me. Don't push me.
The Lord helps those who helps themselves.
Amen.
Yes.
Or help themselves.
Help themselves.
There you go. We'll be back tomorrow with for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santa Fontana. This is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.